What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of YuGiOh News. I am so excited to talk about today's episode of YuGiOh News because there is so much stuff to talk about today's episode. So if you guys are excited, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below to show your support and show your hype for today's episode of YuGiOh News. But of course, you can wait to like the video until you watch the whole thing. Nonetheless, though, there is so much to talk about in today's episode. We're going to be talking about some new Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution news. We're going to be talking about some more information on the IRL Duelist that I covered in one of my previous videos. We're going to talk about that apparently Duel Links is doing a collab with a restaurant, and they're going to be making some Yu-Gi-Oh themed food, which is really cool. And last but not least, I found this Pokemon ROM hack that a fan made that incorporates Yu-Gi-Oh cards into this Pokemon game. So yeah, there is so much stuff to talk about today's video. So without further ado, let's go dive into today's information on Yu-Gi-Oh News. So yeah, the first thing we're going to be talking about in today's episode is the Legacy of the Duelist information. So we actually have some confirmation that we're going to be getting this game worldwide. Right now I'm on the Yu-Gi-Oh UK website of Yu-Gi-Oh, the trading card game, but this has also been posted in like Konami's official Twitter, posted in some other articles, and it's basically talking about that Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch in summer 2019. Now this is specifically talking about the worldwide release in the English version of this game, because as we know already, the Japan version of Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is actually coming on the 25th, and I will still cover that game and everything like that, but it's really cool to see that we're actually getting a summer version of this game coming soon right there. So as you guys can see, Konami Digital Entertainment announced Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution will be coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch system in summer of 2019. The only downside to this is that they gave us no confirmation if they're going to be releasing this on Xbox, PS4, or on PC, so kind of the hope for getting that, or getting Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution released on those other platforms, is looking less and less probable. At the same time, though, if you think about it, the PC version of Legacy Duelist, when that dropped, came out a year afterwards of the PS4 and Xbox versions of the game, so there's still a slight hope that we'll be getting it on those other consoles, but just keep in mind it's currently an exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. This game is based on the official trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, will bring more than 20 years of Yu-Gi-Oh history to the Switch. Players will take on iconic duels from the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, reliving stories from the original animated series through Arc V, and challenge the newest generation duelists in the virtual world of V-Rain. So that's really cool right there. Most likely this game's going to be exactly the same as the Japan version of the game, considering that the Japan version of the game announced that there's going to be worldwide battles in that version, so we shouldn't see any like cuts of the Japan version compared to the this version that we have for the United States, so hopefully that's not the case. Next up, we have some key features to talk about. Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution will include build and customize a deck for more than 9,000 cards in almost any trading card Yu-Gi-Oh game, challenge other players from local player and Nintendo Switch Online. The addition of Link Monster cards will not only change the way seasoned duelists will play the cards, but where they play them. Take on the roles in the animated series villains in reverse duels, complete with the battle packs for sealed play and a draft play, and then last but not least includes all previous release Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist content, which is actually one thing that they didn't confirm in the previous or the Japan version of this information and stuff. Never confirmed this last part, or it maybe did confirm it, but I just didn't, I can't read Japanese, so it probably popped that up on the website. But it's still sick that this is actually confirmed right here, that all the DLC content for the previous Legacy of the Duelist game is coming to Link Evolution. It's not a surprise that that's the case. I'm just glad that we got some confirmation about that, which is cool. And then this talks about just some Yu-Gi-Oh information, blah 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 right there. We have some screenshots, and as you guys can tell, this is in English. I'm not gonna lie though, like, I don't know, we take a look at this Yami Yugi right here. This Yami Yugi text looks horrible. I don't like the look of that at all, but other than that, the text looks fine from here on out. So there's that right there. We have YuGiOh versus, I forgot his name. Oh yeah, Silvo, there we go. His name's literally right there. But yeah, this is from the Arc 5 anime, which is cool. As you guys can see, we have an English version of the screenshot of Decode Talker getting linked summon. And I wish that they updated the visuals, man. These visuals on the field still look old as heck, man, which does suck. But other than that, though, I'm still looking forward to it. At least we could tell that the screenshots of this is looking better. I'll also pop up a picture of Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon in a better resolution. But yeah, this stuff is really cool. I'm actually glad that they upped up the quality of the summoning animations in this version of Legacy of the Duelist in Link Evolution. It looks like a lot like the Attack Force games, which is sick. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just getting there's no like official release date, but at least we know that Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is coming to the Nintendo Switch in summer 2019. Can't wait for that version to drop and everything like that. And also be tuned to my channel, because me and Brad as HD are going to be doing a Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution versus once this version of Legacy of the Duelist comes out. So I'll be doing a traditional Let's Play on the Japan version of this game, and then once this version comes out in summer of 2019, I'll be sure to do a versus with Brad, so stay on the lookout for that if everything goes well. So in the next segment of today's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! News, we're going to talk about something that's really interesting, and basically what's going on right here is that some restaurant is actually collabing with Yu-Gi-Oh! To make some Yu-Gi-Oh! Themed items and stuff at the restaurant. Let's go take a look at it. So we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters X Pizarro Resorts collaboration. This is going to be happening in April 6th through May of 6th, holding store in each Pizarro store, and Target stores are in the areas following. This collaboration is holding the Yu-Gi-Oh! King of Para Resorts. During the period, the original collaboration menu appears in the cafe and karaoke sections of the Target store respectively, and you can basically get all these items right here, which is really cool. As you guys can see, we have some sick images, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Themed, but showcasing these foods. We have Yu-Gi right here showcasing some foods that you can order at the place. Maybe this thing right here is kind of like some sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dessert or something like that, which is pretty cool. Following up right here, we have some more stuff right here where it shows some like basically drinks that you can get, and you can get these like little like cards and stuff like that. We have like a Dark Necrofear drink, we have a Winged Dragon Raw drink, other stuff right there, which is pretty cool. And then what it looks like on the bottom right over here, we have some really sick like coasters from what I believe. I checked this out a couple times, and my guess what these things are on the bottom right here is coasters that you can get from this restaurant when you order one of these drinks, which would be pretty sick. And I'm not gonna lie, the artwork of this stuff looks really cute. I hope we can get some of the full resolution artworks of these coasters at some point in the future. But as you guys can see, we have Yugi, Yami Yugi, Seto Kaiba, we have Joey, Yami Merrick, Dark Magician Girl, Silent Magician level 8. Look at, dude, that coaster is cute as fuck. Also, what's cute as fuck is the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Red Eyes Black Dragon right here too. Like, these things look awesome. And yeah, that's really cool right there. A couple other things we can check out too is that we have some collaboration menu over at the karaoke shop, and then these are kind of like the locations you can go to order this stuff. So if any of you guys live in Japan and you can go to any of these places, be sure to go check it out and tell me what's poppin'. If for somehow there's a Japanese viewer watching my channel, which that would be pretty sick. I'll throw the link in the description, or I'll throw this link that I'm checking out right now in the description down below, so you guys can get some more information on this if you are curious. If you can, go to this restaurant, check it out. But yeah, we have some more stuff too. We have some more meals right here, another like Millennium Eye sort of thing right there, which is cool. And then we have some more like information on some of the drinks that you can get. There's like a soft drink right here, Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician, all that stuff right there. And then we have some more like stuff about the coasters. And then basically what's popping too is that I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what this is saying. But if I would do an educated guess on what they're talking about right here, if you go to this restaurant, I think you'll be able to obtain an SR ticket from this place, which is pretty cool. So you can like download the game, go through all these steps that it says right here, and get an SR ticket, which would be pretty cool. Another thing too that they're talking about is that there's a secret menu, and they show an obelisk of tormentor right there and a question right there. So maybe this is like a whole, maybe, I don't know, Egyptian god cake, something related to obelisk of tormentor, whatever that is. It looks sick, and there it says OCG right there, so maybe it's something completely different. But yeah, it has obelisk of tormentor right there, and also there's a question mark on these coasters right here, which would lead me to guess that this is probably like an Egyptian god card coaster or something like that. So who knows what it is, but it's pretty cool to check out nonetheless. I thought this would be a cool little tidbit thing to show you guys. And yeah, I'll throw the link of this in the description down below if you want to check this out, see if you can actually go to one of these restaurants and all that stuff right there. So yeah, let's go move on to the next segment in today's video. So in this next segment of Yu-Gi-Oh! News, I'm going to be talking about some more details on the IRL Duelist that we're going to be getting soon, in which I believe it's actually available for pre-order right now. So let's go take a look at all this information. As always, if you guys want to check it out for yourself, I'll put the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization link in the description down below, as long with all my other sources that I used in today's video, so don't worry about that. And yeah, let's just get going on to it. So we have some details right here, the Duelist details, and let's go check it out. Premium Bankai pre-order page for this 101 scale Duelist has gone up, and with it there's so many more details about it, our product itself. The Duelist features about 28 inches in length, and as announced previously, it comes with light and sound features. On this particular note in time, the breakdown of the various zones of the disc and their associated gimmicks and all that stuff right there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So as you guys can see, one of the first images right here is basically life point counter, and what this image is kind of showing us is that there's actually all these buttons that you can use to configure the settings, and these are going to be the buttons that are going to be used into adjusting your life points and other like various features in it right here. And as you guys can see, it's showing that you can change the life points to 8,000. You can actually reverse the life points around, so if you're wanting it to face your opponent, you can make life points to face your opponent and all that stuff right there. It's actually really sick. The website actually talks about each button specifically. So the farthest left button is the quote button, which you're going to be able to hear your Seto Kaiba sounds from it. The background music button is the red button, which is actually next to the life point button, as you guys can see right there. We have some life adjustment buttons, and that's the rest of these 4 black buttons. So these 4 black buttons right here is the life point adjustments right there, and this button right here is for the, what was it again? The quote button, so that's pretty cool. Next up too is that we have some monster zone details. It's just showing you that you can throw your monsters in defense and attack position, nothing too crazy right there. It does make noises though when you do summon your monster in a defense and attack position, so that's really cool right there. Next up we have some more information too. There's the spell and trap card zones, and it's actually accurate to the show, because I remember some of the older dual discs way back in the day that were much cheaper than this dual disc and were more as a toy for kids. I remember that all the spell and trap card zones were actually on the outside of the dual disc instead of in the inside of the Duelist. I know this for personal experience because I actually used to have that old plastic dual disc back in the day, but sadly I broke it and I regret that to this day. Nonetheless though, this thing's really sick, so it's pretty accurate to the anime dual disc, that's for sure, and you can set up to 5 different spell and trap cards in the back row zones, which is really cool. Next up too, and also it says there's some spaces where it'll be difficult to insert cards, and actually no, we're not there yet, because I already looked at all this information. I was just afraid that I forgot something. Nonetheless, so we have the field zone right here. You can pull out the field zone from the right hand side of the dual disc, and you can put a field, you know, one of your field zones in there, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. And then next up we have the deck zone, and the deck zone's pretty interesting. So basically, the deck zone can not only fit the plastic cards that it includes with this dual disc, which this dual disc is coming with 10 different plastic cards. Along with that, you can actually fit 40 cards into this dual disc, so it feels like you're actually using a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. And what's really cool too is you can actually fit a full 40 sleeve deck right there. So if you have all of your cards that are in like Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves, you can fit it in here and actually like do an IRL anime duel with one of your friends if you really want to. So that's really cool right there. So along with the 10 plastic cards we get, you can fit 40 cards into it along with sleeves. But I'm gonna guess like traditional sleeves probably won't fit in here, but you can definitely use like Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves and it should fit in there, which is really sick. So the deck zone is actually really cool for that. Next up, we have the graveyard right here, and the only downside to the graveyard is that while it will fit all 40 cards into the graveyard, you can't actually fit 40 sleeved cards into this graveyard. The only minimum is 40 normal Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which honestly does suck. That's like the one like bad thing about this thing. But then again, if you're buying a prop like this, you're most likely not gonna like legit do duels constantly with it. So the graveyard's gonna be empty most of the time. So it's still cool that you can actually fit 40 cards in here, even if you can't hold 40 card sleeves right there. And it's also easy to take out, which is pretty cool. So this thing is freaking sick right there. So that's the graveyard stuff's pretty cool. Also, another feature that I think is super cool about this dual disc is the fact that there's actually an extra deck and banished card slot, and it looks like it's actually in this bottom left hand corner right there. So as you guys can see, we can go take a closer look at this image. So as you guys can see, we have the 2 different spell and trap card zones right there, and then under these 2 spell and trap card zones to the far left, we actually have slots for the extra deck, which can hold up to 15 cards, sleeves included, and it also has a little bandage zone slot right there, which is honestly a really cool attention to detail right there. It even says that you can even duel with present day decks, except for Link decks, I'm going to be guessing, because this Duelist doesn't have any Link Summon decks. But honestly, like I said, I never watched an episode of Reigns, so I don't even know where they place the Link Summoned monster in the Duelist. I probably need to go actually watch an episode of Reigns and see a Link Summon for once, because, yeah, I don't even know where you even put the Link Summoned monster in the zone, considering, like, this new Yu-Gi-Oh change in Master Rules and stuff. So that's that right there. But still, it's pretty cool that you can actually fit all that extra stack right there. Also, we have a whole list of, you know, Seto Kaiba quotes. I'm not going to go into detail on them, but if we scroll down here, you guys can go take a pause in the video and read these for yourself. Or of course go to the Yu-Gi-Oh organization link for yourself and check it out. So that's cool right there. We also have some different background music. We have Passionate Duelist, Battle of the Gods, Fang Credius, and God's Rage. Love that. That's awesome. We also have some sound effects for setting a card, summoning a monster, life counter change, and attack and defense display, and more, which is pretty cool right here. And then last but not least, for anybody that doesn't want to use this as an actual dual disc, you can actually have a little stand and set up your dual disc and put it in a special spot right there. If I had this IRL dual disc, I'd probably set it, you know, back there for videos and stuff, and then if I get like a more official setup, it would be in the background of all my videos, because this thing is freaking awesome, and I really want to pre-order this thing. That's for sure. But at the same time, I don't know if I want to spend the $200 and deal with the trying to get them to ship from Japan to the United States and go through a proxy shipping service. I don't think I have the effort and time to do that, but it's still pretty sick right there. And then also, this dual disc will be available for pre-order. It's going to be around $193, which is actually cheaper than my previous video. I remember talking about this in my previous video. It was around like $220, but it looks like the exact price of this is actually $193, which is pretty sick right there. It will not ship to customers outside of Japan though, so you have to use a proxy shipping service for your best bet, which sucks right there. Now the issue is with trying to get this right now is if you go to this is like the official link that you got to go to for pre-ordering this Duelist. But as you guys can see, if the website detects that you're not from Japan when you access this website, it'll actually ask you where your location is, and then you can of course order different products from Bandai. But sadly, since they did say this is a Japanese exclusive, you won't be able to purchase it through this thing right here. So if you guys want to like purchase this, if you're in the United States and stuff like that, you're gonna have to use a VPN or something to trick the website to think that you're not from anywhere else from outside of the Japan. And then one last thing before I finish the segment right here is that there's actually a really sick video of this Duelist right here. You guys can go check this out. I'll also put this in the link in the description down below and pop it up in the top right hand corner right here. This is an official video from the website itself, and it also has another link where you can actually go check it out. And as you guys can see, you see that link right there where it says, you know, item and all that stuff right there. If you actually click on it, it will send you back to this global website right here. So this is the official link where to get it, but since it is a Japan exclusive, it'll give you to this international shipping website right here, which is pretty annoying. So that does suck, but other than that though, it is a pretty cool dual disc, and if anybody like really wants to try to pre-order it, if their pre-orders are not finished yet, go get a VPN or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool right there. So the last thing I'm going to talk about today's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! News is basically that there's this Pokemon ROM hack that's going around where they replaced every single Gen 3 Pokemon with sprites that are Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. So this game literally has stuff like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Stardust Dragon, and other stuff like that. And I'm going to be honest though, the sprite work could be a lot better, but for what it's worth, it's still a really cool concept. Now I'm not going to show too much of this game, and I don't want to talk about it that much. I just want to kind of give you guys a notion that it exists and that I'm planning to actually make a Let's Play on this with one of my friends named StardustNobody. Me and him are going to be doing a collaborative project on going through this game from start to finish if everything works out correctly, and it should be a fun time right there. So be tuned to the channel whenever that drops. I hope to get that series out in a week or two if everything goes correctly, because I still need to work on the overlay, but we're really close to getting the overlay done, and we just got to figure out a time and date to record some episodes for that. So look out for that, and yeah, that's kind of it. And also, I forgot to say, I found this game originally from Patters. He's a YouTuber. He's a UK YouTuber that makes Pokemon content, but he's also a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you want to check him out, you know, link in the description down below. All that fun jazz right there. It's a really sick video from him. So yeah, I think it's going to do it for me, and let's go to the outro. Well, that's going to do it for me in today's episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! And, you know, news and all that fun stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video from start to finish, and if you haven't already, be sure to go hit that like button on the video down below. Subscribe to our channel for more content from me, and I think that's going to do it today. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll go see you guys in the next Yu-Gi-Oh! News video. Peace.